Here in the studios of Rwanda Television, I'm joined with a very renowned artist who is Nigerian but raised in Canada, and her name is Falana. She's here with us in the studio, but also it's her first time to be in Rwanda, and she has an upcoming event that is going to be on Friday on 30th. But before we get into that, I want to welcome you in the studios of Rwanda Broadcasting Agency.
Such a pleasure to be here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're a musician and you do R&B and you do neo soul. It's a really interesting fusion for so many people, and it's a genre of music that let me say, people that understand music get so much affinity to, but those that don't know much about music, when they listen to it, they want to join in. So tell me, how did you get to a point that you realized that, you know what, I'm a big artist, I have a lot of art in me, and I want to bring it out? How did you come to that point?
Well, you know, I've always been singing. I have a very unique sounding voice, and then from my singing, I knew that I wanted to learn instruments.
Did you sing when you were still a kid?
Yeah, I sung when I was young.
In your bathroom?
In the bathroom, in the house, in the choir, all the time. So then I started learning instruments, so I got a guitar. I brought my guitar today. It's a little bit of a special guitar.
Yeah.
I call him C.C. Oliver.
Wait, so I can put my hand?
You can put your hand right there.
Wow.
It's a beautiful guitar. You'll see me play this if you come to the show on Friday.
Yeah.
But I was playing guitar, and then I actually moved to Cuba to study a little bit of music as well, because when I was in university, I didn't necessarily embrace my musical side. But then I studied a little bit of music in Cuba for some time. I learned some Spanish, and then eventually I went back to Nigeria, and the rest is really history.
That's very true. So how did you come to a point that, you know, you're singing choir, grew up as a musician, you're loving music? How did you come to a point that you started recording, you recorded your first project?
Yeah, well, you know, I was always writing, but you know, as an artist, you discover your sound. So I told you, you know, I call myself kind of alternative soul. There's Afrobeat sounds, some jazz sounds, but ultimately, when you hear the music, you know it's Falana, you know it represents me. So it's just through, you know, I recorded my first project in Cuba while I was experimenting there. And that was really cool, but it was just an opportunity to explore recording and my sound. And since then, I've released another project called Chapter 1 just this year. And I feel like it really represents kind of the artist I want to be. I produced it. I wrote all the songs except for one, which I collaborated with another producer. And then the music was born. It was, you know, a very amazing experience, you know, creating something and bringing something to life. Yeah,
but there's something that you've not answered yet.
What have I not answered?
When did you have that awakening? That moment that, you know what, I'm going to be Falana? You
know, the truth is, I was always an artist. It's just a matter of when I decided that I wanted to be true to that artist.
And that's the point.
That's the point. That would be, I think, when I moved to Cuba, because that was me saying, I need to do music full time. And the musicianship in Cuba is so amazing. I thought, you know, if I want to learn fast, that is the place. And I want to learn how to be very good at my craft. That's the place to go. So I would say that was when I finished uni. My parents were like, okay, you know, Nigerians typically, they want you to be a doctor, a lawyer, or anything like that. So once I finished school, I said, okay, I'm going to be a musician. And I kind of followed that path. So I guess that was the defining moment. But like I said, I've always been a musician. I've always been an artist and a singer.
Now, Chapter 1 is here, and you already have a 4-city tour.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, so I'm in Kigali. This is my third stop. We started in Lagos. Then we just came from Accra. And Accra and Lagos were amazing shows. And now we're here in Kigali to do the third stop of the tour, the Chapter 1 tour. And I love also performing, you know. I love being
Kigali?
on stage.
Why Rwanda? I mean, how did you decide that, you know what, I'm coming to Rwanda? I'm saying, we have so many countries in EAC, in the East African region, but you chose Rwanda. You know, make me feel proud of why you decided to come here. I
think Kigali is becoming a hub for African culture. You just had an amazing fashion week. I'm very much into fashion as well. And a lot of people are coming to see what Rwanda has to offer. And specifically coming to Kigali for fashion, for music, for art. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to see more and more artists coming here.
Interesting.
So I'm maybe ahead of my time. My finger's on the pulse. I know that Kigali is a place to be.
True. Interesting. Now, as a woman and doing music, you definitely met so many challenges. You as a musician and you as a woman, how do you feel that you empower your fellow women as a musician, and how have you been able to achieve that?
Yeah, I think number one is by being an example. You know, being a female instrumentalist, producing my own music, and just singing and being who I am sets an example for other young women who want to do music.
But it also has a lot to say with your music, because the kind of lyrics and the content you put in your songs is also kind of special.
Yes, and I think, you know, me just existing as a woman in this space, saying the messages I say in my music and creating the music that I make, it's like a statement in itself. So I'm here in front of you, but when I get on stage, I transform, you know? And I think that is really what people can see and can relate to and see, okay, this is what a woman can be. And young girls can look at that and say, this is who I want to be when I grow up.
True.
You know, so it's a blessing, you know, I'm happy that I can use my platform to empower young girls. And the industry is very male dominated.
True.
And I'm sure that's the same in Nigeria as it is here in Rwanda. So, you know, the more women who are really taking bold steps towards being independent in the music industry, it's only going to lead to more and more bubbling in that area, more growth.
Now, having an artist here and they leave without, you know, listening to their vocals is a mistake. Please take us away with one of their capellas.
So I can't play my guitar, so I'll just sing a song, Ride or Die. I'm by your side, ride or die. You ain't alone, ride or die. One of a kind, ride or die. Come on, yeah, come on, yeah. I dare your side, ride or die. Oh, you ain't alone, ride or die. One of a kind, ride or die. Come on, yeah. Come on, yeah.
Come on, yeah, ride or die. Final question.
Yes.
What do you want Rwandans to remember about you after you leave? After the concert, after everything?
Then I'm a magnificently electric performer. You're going to come to the show on Friday at Kigali Marriott, and you're going to have an amazing time. And remember just the power and the energy and the lights that I left on stage. And you'll probably leave singing my songs.
Oh yeah, all right. I'm hoping that is going to actually happen.
Definitely.
Thanks a whole lot for joining me
Thank you for having
this
me.
beautiful interview and being able to share your life and your music career. We really appreciate your time here.